A small but impressive Russian naval flotilla has navigated pretty close to the United States. The Yasen-M class nuclear-powered cruise missile submarine Kazan, along with Project 22-350 frigate Admiral Gorshkov, sailed to the Cuban capital, Havana. These two represent some of the most advanced assets deployed by Russia. The two were accompanied by the heavy ocean-going tug Nikolai Chiker and the Project 23-130 replenishment oiler Academic Pashin. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how potent is the Russian flotilla that reached Cuba. Let's get started. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted VPN brands worldwide that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte, an industry-leading Big Four auditing firm. NordVPN provides an encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy by preventing external entry to your internet traffic, as well as enabling you to access content that's blocked based on geolocation. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive savings by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Cuban authorities had announced last week that the vessels would be in Havana from June 12th to June 17th. Admiral Alexander Moiseev, head of the country's Navy, told state-run media outlet RIA Novosti the Russian Naval Task Group's visit to Cuba is also just one component of its long-distance deployment. According to a statement from the Russian Ministry of Defense on the Telegram social media network, in the next few days, the crews of the vessels will take part in a number of protocol events, have the opportunity to relax, and get acquainted with local attractions. As per the Russian Ministry of Defense, while en route to Cuba, the Russian flotilla participated in simulated anti-ship missile strikes against mock enemy naval targets in the Atlantic. Let's check the capabilities of the two main components of the flotilla, one by one. Kazan is a Yasen-M submarine. Yasen-M is intended as a substantial improvement based on the lessons learned from the lengthy development, construction, and testing process for the original Yasen class, which has only one vessel, Severodvinsk. Kazan is reportedly quieter than the lead Yasen class boat. Kazan is 120 meters long, has a submerged displacement of 13,800 tons, and can travel up to 31 knots or 57 kilometers per hour while submerged. It's designed to dive to a maximum depth of 600 meters. The submarine is designed to operate independently for up to 100 days. Kazan has massive armament capacity and is capable of anti-submarine, anti-ship, and land attack missions. Compared to the first vessel of the class, Severodvinsk, Kazan reportedly has 10 VLS silos, which are 2 more, and 8 torpedo tubes, which are 2 fewer. The 10 VLS silos can carry a mix of Onyx, Caliber, and 3M22 Zircon. Onyx is a supersonic anti-ship cruise missile capable of speeds of up to Mach 2.5 and has a range of 600 kilometers or 373 miles. The Caliber is equivalent to the American Tomahawk cruise missile in many parameters, such as range, warhead, and subsonic speed. Zircon uses a scramjet engine and is a hypersonic missile. It's capable of reaching speeds of Mach 9 and has a range of 1,000 kilometers or 620 miles and is capable of land attack and anti-ship warfare. The high speed, coupled with the ability to fly at low altitudes and make erratic mid-flight maneuvers, makes it a very difficult missile to defend against. It's important to note that some variants of Onyx and Caliber, as well as Zircon, can be armed with nuclear warheads. The 8 torpedo tubes of 650 millimeters can carry 24, that's 8 by 3, heavyweight torpedoes. These can be equipped with Type 65 torpedoes for anti-submarine warfare. The torpedo has a range of 100 kilometers or 62 miles. Admiral Gorshkov is the lead ship of the Admiral Gorshkov class, the Russian Navy's newest class of frigate. The Admiral Gorshkov has a length of 120 meters. To give viewers a perspective, it's the same as the length of a football field. The warship has been designed with stealth in mind, and the external contours are laid out in such a way that they reflect the radar signal away from the emitting source, thereby reducing the RCS, or radar cross-section. It displaces around 5,400 tons when fully loaded, has a speed of 54.6 kilometers per hour or 33.9 miles per hour, and a range of 8,980 kilometers or 5,580 miles. Admiral Gorshkov is equipped with state-of-the-art sensors that will provide excellent situational awareness. The warship is designed as a multi-role warship capable of carrying out air defense, anti-surface warfare, and anti-submarine warfare. It's actually one of the most heavily armed frigates in the world, as the design has accommodated a lot of options, including 48 3S-14 VLS, or vertical launch system, cells. These can be equipped with P-800, Caliber, as well as Zircon. P-800 has a 600-kilometer, or around 370 miles, engagement range, and can travel at a speed of Mach 2.5. It has a 250-kilogram, or 550 pounds, high-explosive warhead. The anti-ship missile variant of the Caliber family of missiles has a range of 300 kilometers, or around 185 miles, and flies at a speed of Mach 3. It carries a 500-kilogram, or 1,100 pounds, warhead. Admiral Gorshkov also has 32 Reddit VLS cells for 9M96, 9M96M, 9M96D, and 9M96DM M2, and or quad-packed 9M100 surface-to-air missiles. It carries a Ka-27 helicopter and multiple other armaments like a 130mm naval gun, 2 Palash CIWS, 2x4 330mm torpedo tubes, as well as 2x14.5mm MTPU pedestal machine guns. There's no doubt that the Russian flotilla, consisting of Kazan and Admiral Gorshkov, packs a punch, but the main aspect is the messaging and timing from Russia. We all know about the Cuban Missile Crisis in October 1962 that brought the United States and the Soviet Union close to war over the presence of Soviet nuclear-armed missiles in Cuba. This visit comes as the West, led by the U.S., is continuing to supply armaments to Ukraine. The Russian moves have certainly got the attention of the U.S. and its allies. 3 U.S. Navy Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, the USS Truxtun, USS Donald Cook, and USS Delbert D. Black, along with the U.S. Coast Guard's cutter U.S. CGC Stone and the Royal Canadian Navy's Halifax-class frigate HMCS Ville de Quebec, were in the vicinity as the Russian vessels arrived in Cuba. U.S. Navy P-8A Poseidon and Royal Canadian Air Force CP-140 Aurora maritime patrol aircraft also kept watch from overhead.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.